How is everybody doing this morning? This is L.A. Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. Remember, you guys, we do this live and unedited. And it's a shame you got to tell some people that, because I got a weird response from some strange dude talking about having everything together. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about, man? It's in the disclaimer. It's raw and unedited. We do this off the top. Of our heads sometimes. Well, not necessarily off the top of your head, but basically you'll just pick a topic and an article and we'll go at it. That's what we do. That's what I do here. So for, polished work, that's what I write about. But yeah, you got to tell some people when they come into your spaces, how to act like adults. And if you don't like the content, man, nobody glued your hand to your screen and said, look at this video. Don't hate. You don't like the content? Dissipate. And with that being said, let me get to the topic. When I was younger, Bigfoot was always a big thing. Sasquatch was always a big thing. And ever since I heard about it, I was just, taken in by it, wondering if it was real. It was scary because, I'm from the country. Didn't spend a lot of time in the woods, but saw a lot of wooded area and saw a lot of, things when you had those summer youth jobs. So I've had an associate of mine go through something. It's in one of the articles that I've done, and it's titled my friend was attacked by a white-haired Bigfoot. It's legit. Something was there, because there's an actual article that we didn't know anything about a white-haired Bigfoot stalking the area where we came from. So they went on a fishing trip, and it did its thing. But that's another story. You guys can go look that up. Make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Man, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that's joined in and subscribed to the channel. I really do. We do this for the fans, to make sure you guys have some place to brainstorm, pick my brain, share your thoughts, and see how it goes down. But with that being said, the party don't start till you walk in. And now that you're here, let's begin. This article is kind of a two-pronged attack, I guess you could say it that way. But I wasn't looking for this, but I'm gonna use it because I think that it serves a purpose. Again, we're just grabbing stuff, we're just putting stuff out there, articles you can find on Google. But it says, looking for Sasquatch. These are hiking spots where you're likely to see a Bigfoot. Over the last few centuries, there have been many reported sightings of a large, hairy, bipedal creature walking through the wilderness. Some of these sightings have been caught on film or on camera. Undoubtedly, one of the most famous is the Patterson-Gimlin film that was shot in Northern California in 1967. There have been Bigfoot, aka Yeti, and Sasquatch. It should be Sasquatch, aka Yeti, and Bigfoot sightings all over the world, with the exception of Antarctica. There have been documentaries and movies about Bigfoot, and there's been even a TV show series that follows the adventures of a team of people who are determined to prove that the existence of Bigfoot. A lot of that stuff seems scripted to me. And they said Antarctica. I remember them saying Hawaii was a spot where you didn't see Bigfoot, so I wonder if they added that in there too. But yeah, there's that. If you're a believer, below are 5 places in the U.S. where you might actually encounter this hairy dude. Just be careful. Bigfoot might not be so gentle as Harry from the movie and television series Harry and the Hendersons. Some people have reported violent encounters with Bigfoot. All right. I believe this is I don't know how they're numbered, because they don't have any numbers, but Mount St. Helens, Washington. The area around Mount St. Helens is covered in dense forest and lava tubes, making it a perfect home for Bigfoot. The most famous encounter with Bigfoot in this area occurred in 1924, known as the Battle of Ape Canyon. This event tells of 5 gold miners who fought off several hairy apes throughout an entire evening. The miners reported that these giant creatures threw rocks at their cabins, pounded on the walls, and one of them even reached inside and grabbed an axe. I heard about that. Everglades National Park, Florida. This is the second one that I'm looking at. Around these parts, Bigfoot is known as the skunk ape because people have smelled it long before seeing it. This Bigfoot resides in the swamps surrounding the Florida Everglades. People who have seen this creature reported that it is fast, agile, and aggressive. One sighting tells of 2 men and their dogs encountering a skunk ape in the eastern Everglades. Their dogs followed the creature's scent down a road only to come running back a few minutes later, jumping into their cages in the back of a pickup and refusing to come out. One of the men walked up the road and encountered an 8-foot-tall, ape-like creature with red glowing eyes. After he shot at it, there was a loud uproar from the dense forest next to the road and what sounded like a stampede of elephants. Of course, the national park is home to tons of other types of wildlife too. So even if you don't see or smell the skunk ape, you'll find yourself enjoying so many other things. I don't really understand how that's worded because I'm thinking, did it take off running in the woods, or were there a family of them to the right or in the woods that made the sound of elephant stampeding? Again, I'm just picking this up and going with it. Henobia, Oklahoma. It's spelled Honobia. Henobia, Oklahoma. In the southeastern part of Oklahoma lie the sandstone ridges of Cheetah Mountains. It's spelled Ouachita Mountains. The valleys surrounding the mountains contain spring-fed rivers and a dense forest. It is also the roughest and least populated area of the state, making it a perfect spot for Bigfoot to live in. In 2000, a family living on a remote 30-acre farm claimed to be terrorized by several Bigfoot over the course of a few weeks. The event is known as the Siege at Henobia. The family had planted snow beans on the farm, which enticed deer to the field. They would then shoot the deer and keep the meat in a locker on the property, which they believe is what drew the Bigfoot to the farm. According to the family, a group of Bigfoot grew more and more bold, pounding on the house, throwing rocks, and even peering into the windows. 2 family members claimed to have shot one of the Bigfoot creatures and killed it, but the other Bigfoot carried the corpse away. Afterward, the family removed all of the snow beans and never saw another Bigfoot again. All right. I'm gonna come back to this one. There's one I'm gonna skip ahead and come back because this was the one that I was kind of looking for. Okay, so there's Bluff Creek, California. Bluff Creek in Northern California is where that famous Patterson-Gimlin film was shot. The 2 men were riding horseback through the woods when they rounded a bend on Bluff Creek and saw the Bigfoot that made them famous. Both men said the creature appeared to be agitated at their presence and gave them a look of contempt and disgust at their intrusion. Years previously, in 1952, a man driving on a logging road in the area came upon an ape-like creature he described as an ogre that attacked him when he exited his car to remove brush from the road. The creature circled him several times before leaving, only to return at full charge. The man got into his car and as quickly as possible drove away as the ogre clawed at his car. That's pretty intense. That's the end of that arc, but I'm going to go back to one, which is the one that I was actually looking for, to be honest with you. Let me try now. Bear with me a second here. Okay. And if you've seen these mountains, they really are creepy. They call them romantic, but I say creepy. This one's from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Tennessee. I'm from around in that area. So the article reads, I remember driving through the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee as a child and thinking it was the most beautiful area I've ever seen. It is still in my top 5. It is still in the top 5 on my list of beautiful areas in the U.S. It is a vast 800 square miles of densely forested area that is called Smoky because of the blue mist that is almost always hovering over the mountains. According to the local lore, a 6-year-old boy named Dennis, who disappeared when his family was camping in the forest, was taken by a Bigfoot. This is the article, like I said, that I wanted. He was playing hide and seek with some other children when he went behind some bushes and never came back. Some hikers reported hearing a scream and then seeing an enormous hairy creature running up a hill. It appeared to be carrying something over its shoulder. This is the one I was looking for. His name is Dennis Martin. A lot of stuff surrounds his disappearance because they had a huge search party go looking for him, and it's pretty sad that happened, to that young guy, to that young kid. They never found any remains or anything like that, but a couple you reported it, but I think they reported it too late, and it was he had on red, and it showed the thing taking him up over his shoulder over a ridge, and they looked back at him. They thought it was they thought it was really odd and scared them, so they went and reported it. So that's the one that I was looking for. But what I hope you guys enjoyed those topics. Would you dare want to run across a Bigfoot? See this thing or these things, because they're different varieties from what they're saying, and it's been fascinating me since I was a kid. So if I'll talk about Bigfoot, Sasquatch a lot more than I'll talk about the other cryptids. But this is what we do in my work. The benefits of a bully, Destiny versus Chaos series. The benefits of a bully. We tackle the young team goes out and fights things like this and hunts things like this and on a large scale. So you guys tell me what you think. I'm gonna close it out. Also, you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, keep me in your thoughts, and I'm glad that you guys are supporting the work. There's a contest, like I said, you can donate. You don't have to. It's Cash App, $outrage95, and you don't have to donate anything. I'm just, trying to get this thing done as quick as I can. I'm just throwing something out there, for the fans. And if you the biggest donator will get a shout out in the next book, and you'll get a free t-shirt from the new book that's coming out. It should be out in September, called The Foes of God. All right, so you guys, you see how dark it is right now? It's the wee hours of the morning. You make sure you check the dark recesses of your home. Check your closets. And if you work late at night or early into the morning like it is right now, make sure you come outside and you're mindful of your surroundings. Check under your car. Check inside of your car, because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick. Until next time, you guys fill in the rest.